How about an EV for under 11,300 US? And that's the top of the range model. Chery is a Chinese state-owned auto manufacturer, founded in 1997. Now, they used to bring cars into Australia, but they stopped as their cars were basically shit. No safety ratings, poor build quality, but they were very, very cheap. So I suppose you got what you paid for. They also had no electronic stability control, so they weren't allowed to be sold in Victoria here in Australia, because to sell them in Victoria, they had to have ESC. So they came in 2011, and by 2015, they were no longer here. Well, they're back. Yep. And they've brought in the Chery Omoda 5, which is a small SUV. But don't get excited, it's not an EV. Yet. Maybe. They have said that the Omoda will have the option of hybrid and full electric sometime. Yeah. Now, it does have a 5-star ANCAP rating, so hopefully they've learnt their lessons. So what is this really cheap and affordable EV? Well, it is from Chery, and it's called the Little Ant Mini EV. And it was launched this week, and it's priced from $10,600 US to $11,300 US, which equates to about 16,600 to 17,700 Australian. Now, Chery has a new brand called Chery New Energy that is focusing on their pure electric vehicles. And this is their latest edition. It is a compact city car, very reminiscent of the smart cars. It's 3,242 millimetres long, 1,670 millimetres wide, 1,550 millimetres high, with a wheelbase of 2,150. So it's smallish. Now, it does have a fairly minimalistic interior design. It's got a 10.1 inch central control screen and a dual colour steering wheel. Woohoo! Wireless charging, Bluetooth and remote control are also available. I don't know if they're options on the higher spec model. Now, it will seat 4 in a 2+2 seat layout, but it's only got one door on each side, so the front seats have got to fold forwards to allow for entry and exit to the rear seats. So the specs of this, the standard version has got a 36 kilowatt motor. It's got 3 battery options, 25.05, 28.86 and 29.32 kilowatt hours. And that's supposed to give it ranges of 251, 301 and 301 kilometres on the CLTC test cycle. So I reckon that'll be under 200 and about 240, 250 kilometre range in the real world. Now remember, this is a true city car. So you pop down to the shops and back, or you do a school run with the kids. So it's not meant for taking on long road trips. Now the high-end version comes with 56 kilowatts of power. Ooh, and it's got a 40.3 kilowatt hour battery pack and is supposed to provide 408 kilometres CLTC range. Yeah, okay, over 300 in the real world. It's not bad for a small city car. Top speed is 100 kilometres an hour. Look, it's a small car. And all versions support DC fast charging. Well, I call it DC slow charging because it goes from 0 to 80% in 40 minutes. Now, that's not very fast charging. I think it will probably peak at about 50 kilowatts if you're lucky. Okay. Its warranty, I believe, is 7 years. And as yet, no safety ratings are known. Now, I do expect that if this little car ever gets here to Australia, it will have to have many safety features added, which will bring the price up. But even so, for a little runaround to be priced under 25,000 Australian, which I reckon is the top of the range. That's not too bad. So will it ever actually make it here to Australia or anywhere outside of China for that matter of fact? I do hope so, as this is an ideal second vehicle for running the kids to school, providing it comes with a 5-star ANCAP rating. Yeah, we'll wait and see. So you can then use it, pop down the shops, run the kids to school, etc. Now, even the lower end model will have just under 200 kilometre real world range, and that's going to be fine. You know, most people in Australia, the average drive is about 40 odd kilometres per day. So that'll do you all week. That's not too bad. So what do you think about this small EV? Would you be interested in buying one for say under 20,000 or 25,000? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe you want to look at something different, say at the other end of the scale. Well, how about this one? The Zeekr 001 FR. Now, Zeekr are a premium EV subsidiary of the Geely Holding Group. And the Zeekr 001 FR is basically an electric supercar. And it's got a price tag to match. It's around 105,000 US, which is over 165,000 Australian. So in the supercar market, that's probably half the price of some of the other supercars. Now, they are limiting production of this to just 99 units per month. The FR stands for Future Road, and this model has got some pretty impressive stats. They've just gone and released it to order in China, and it did have a horsepower rating of 1265 horsepower, but they've upped that now to 1,300 horses. That's not bad. And that will help the car accelerate from 0 to 100 in 2.02 seconds from a rolling start. But that's what most of them do. So powering this monstrosity is a 100 kilowatt hour Keeling battery from the Chinese giant CATL. And it's supported by an 800 volt architecture. Now, this new battery is also pretty bloody impressive. Its charging rate, 10 to 80%, which is 70 kilowatt hours, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Now, the good news is that they are slated for release in Europe sometime, probably next year, but I don't know about the chances of getting a right-hand drive version into the UK and Australia. At the moment, I think that remains pretty slim. But apart from the Zeekr 001 FR, they do currently have 3 other models on sale. The plain Zeekr 001, the Zeekr 009, which is an MPV or multi-purpose vehicle, and the Zeekr X City SUV. Now, all of these are actually priced in the mid to high end of the market. So there you have 2 different models, one at the low end and one at the very high end of price and performance. Which one would you like? Comment below. Thanks very much for watching. If you could do me a big favour, please click those like and subscribe buttons below, as it really does help the algorithm on YouTube. And also, making a comment helps as well, so put your comments there. None of that is going to cost you a single cent, but it does help the channel. But if you would like to make a contribution, then if you click on the Ko-fi link in the description and donate some money to help me pay for some of the things that I've had to buy to get this channel going, yeah, I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you all very soon.